All right, you guys, here we are at our first regional ever. And as you can see, we've got quite a big house. Honestly, super excited to see how this goes. This is my first regional, so let's see. So round one, we play against voiceless Drytron, which was really cool to see. We haven't seen Drytron in a bit, and having played Drytron, played against it when it was like pretty meta, I'm pretty familiar with it. With the voiceless engine though, or I guess voiceless having the Drytron engine, we had to learn where to stop. We opened up first though, so that was really great. We were able to establish our board under the nib, so we were totally fine. And we take game one with just tons of burn damage. Game two, we didn't open up the best hand traps, but we opened up what we could. We were able to like push for a little bit. We did push some damage, but in the end, he was able to clear my board, and he was able to take game two. Game three, we were down to like 6 minutes left in time. Thankfully, we had D-Barrier, so we just D-Barrier called Ritual. You couldn't Ritual Summon, but he did evenly. We kept the Snow Devil set. He just passed it right back, so we did Snow Devil on my turn. We were able to clear his board. We got Razin, we got Caesar, we got Heavy Border to do burn, and we just took the game from there. So it's nice that we get one victory, 5 more rounds left to go. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll be in the top 8. So round 2, play against Tempai. You know, the deck that we were highly anticipating along with Snake Eyes and Voiceless. So meaning that we're playing both. Game 1, he lets me go first, and we got drolled. I needed Razin in hand, and like we had the Durandal that we could get into it. We also had Stake and Fenrir. We had all the options. We didn't play right, so Droll bit us in the butt there. Game 2, we made him go first. He bricked, and we just kind of capitalized on that. Game 3, he made me go first, and we were met with Ash. And normally that doesn't stop us, but we had Stake, Pantera, Ash, Ghost, and Caesar. So not the best hand. So he was able to take game 2 in an OTK, and we ended up taking the L. So 1-1. It's not over yet. Things are getting even crazier in round 3. We get bumped up to table 13. So, I mean, there's like 50 tables here, so it's freaking crazy. We play against Brandon. You know, I was not expecting it, but I should have been. You know, Brandon is still a pretty relevant deck in the format. So, we open up. Game 1, we just did Vanquish All Things. Game 2, Beat Nightmare, Lock to the Gimmick Puppet. It's game 3. Game 3, we again just did Vanquish All Things, and we just kept control of the tempo. By the time he ended his turn, I had 5 cards in hand, he had 0. So we were able to just push for a lot of damage. We burned him in game 1 for damage. It was great. Honestly, this regional is pretty insane. You know, like I said, 50 tables, and we're seeing like a lot of variety of decks. We're seeing a lot of Flu, Stun, Branded, even a Dragon Link player here. We saw some Pendulum players, Centurion surprisingly. There's a lot of good things here, a lot of good decks. Just looking forward to seeing how Vanquishable can keep up with all this. So honestly, it's pretty intense out here, but it's also got like the chill, low-key vibes where, I mean, you can probably hear all the noise in the background, but hey, we're Yu-Gi-Oh players. We're out here just having fun, enjoying it. So let's see where we go. So the one cool thing about having a regional in your town that you're living in, you get like local sponsors, I guess, if that's the right word. So there's a taco truck out here that's like local and pretty good. Especially, you know, since like we're going 7 rounds now, so there's instead of 6, so it's going to be a long night. But another cool thing is that you get to meet tons of people that are from out of town. There's tons of people here that like drove quite a bit to get here to play, and so it's pretty cool. But enough about that. You know, round 4. Yeah, round 4. Play against Centurion. You know, we talk about Centurion, seeing that here, and it's just like, yeah, we go up against it. Thankfully, I was not Calamity locked. I did lose. I wasn't Calamity locked. So game 1, I man, I didn't open up the best hands at all either game. Ghost Bell was just glued in my hand, and Ghost Bell did nothing for me. Should have decided it out, to be honest, but yeah. I don't know what to say there. Like, we had the stake in game 2, and all we have were earth targets to reveal, so it's like, well, what do we reveal? We had 2 D barriers though, so it's not like we won, but we had 2 D barriers. Oh, whatever. But we're still having fun, so I mean, this is good. As we get to play Vanquish Soul, as we haven't played Vanquish Soul in quite some time, so it's cool to see the deck in action again and play at a bigger competitive level outside of locals. So honestly, 2-2, it's not too bad. We still have 3 more rounds to go, so maybe we can end 5-2, but I doubt we're going to be in top 8. But hey, it'll be cool to see. And like going back to what I was saying earlier, it is cool to see like people out of town. Gives me an opportunity to share more about my channel with others that aren't local here, and it's cool to meet new people again. Like, you get so used to seeing the familiar faces when you go to locals, and you go to your local card shop and just like hang out. You get used to seeing those familiar faces, where now I get to see a whole brand new set of faces. Sure, it's like minus, like, it's around 70 faces that are new, so it's pretty wild, right? But we'll see where we go. We still got a couple more rounds left. Like I said, it's doing 7 rounds. We're around 4, 3 more to go. Hopefully we can perform better. If not, we learn from our mistakes. I've definitely been learning on what I should do better. I talked about Droll, I think, the last time I played Vanquish Soul, and now I can play in a Droll better. And of course, what do I not do? Play in a better. So there's that for us. So I'm just gonna chill out here in the car for a bit. It was getting a little too loud for me in there, and we're gonna just eat some food and chill. So I decided to drop from the event after round 5. I had a massive headache at the start of round 3 that I was hoping that I could just shake, walk off, and keep playing, but couldn't. So here we are back at our studio. But anyways, round 5, we play against Snake Eyes. So we hit the trifecta today: Voiceless, Tenpai, and Snake Eye. We hit them all. Game 1 and 2, my opponent took. There's nothing to say. Game 1, he was able to break through my Vanquish Soul board through all the interrupts that I put. He topped deck like the card of a lifetime to help him push for game, and just couldn't do anything there. Game 2, he would just had the crack back on it, so he was able to take it without problems. I mean, kudos, because man, that was a great game. Like, honestly, really liked playing with the guy. I like playing with him altogether. He's just really great. We both learn when we duel, and that's the big experience that I got out of this regional. May have dropped after round 5 with 2 rounds being left, but I learned a lot about Vanquish Soul, and honestly, the deck is still way too fair to play. It just doesn't have anything that makes it unbeatable, unbreakable, or it doesn't have that like gimmick like Snake Eye, like Tenpai, like Voiceless, where they're just totally about like they get into this combo, it's game over. Vanquish Soul does the same one thing, and it just does resource grinding. And yeah, the deck is great, don't get me wrong. I love playing the deck, but it is still just a little bit too fair to play. But that was my regional experience. Let me show you the profile that we rocked with today. Normally I do this in opposite order, where I actually show you guys a profile before I go, do an intro. Didn't really do that this time. Let me know if you like that, but without further ado, let me show you the profile. So here's the profile that we rocked with for today. If you guys remember at all, the last time I played Vanquish Soul, this has a little bit similarity still to it. There isn't much that's changed, but there is enough to warrant some. So we are still playing 2 Vanquish Soul Caesar Valius. I think that is like 2 is really great, just in case it gets banished. We decided to go with 3 heavy border today. We wanted to see border more often just for that draw and burn power. We stuck with playing 2 Jialong because I think 2 Jialong is really just solid as it is. Played 3 Ryzen as normal, 2 Mad Love, 1 Pantera. Got asked earlier today if we would ever up Pantera, and I think Pantera at 1 is solid. Perfect's decent, but it's not good enough to warrant really wanting to play more than 1 copy. So that was my reasoning. We did play 3 Stake Your Soul. We also did up, we decided to play Dust Devil, thinking it would ever come up, and it never did. We still played the 1 Continue, which we also never used. And then the Snow Devil, the classic of the deck that we always wanted to see. So that is the Vanquish Soul monster, just the Vanquish Soul cards, I guess, within itself. And then everything else is just kind of support for the deck. So we're playing 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. This lets us resource dig. We played 1 Durandal with 1 Rhoda. We originally were playing 2 Durandal, Rhoda Small World. I decided to drop Durandal down because there were some cases where I didn't need Durandal. I needed something else. We did stick with playing 3 Kashtira Fenrir because Fenrir's really great, being able to get us a Rise or another Fenrir itself. And then our hand traps, we were playing 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Ghost Spell, 3 copies of D-Shifter, and 3 copies of Imperm. So I liked the hand trap lineup. I only ever got the Shifter like twice today. Out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games, I only shifted twice. So not bad, but wish we could have seen it more. Ash, surprisingly, I only ever saw Ash like once or twice. It's really great seeing the Vanquish Soul stuff, but you know, sometimes it would help to have some of the support cards. Onto the extra deck, we play 1 Garura with 1 Mud Dragon to the swap for super poly targets. We were playing the Zodiac package still, so Zodiac Borbo and Shakanine. Played Baguska, Battling Boxer King Dempsey, as this helps us get into Razin. We played the 1 Red Eyes Flare, 1 Typhon, and 1 Zeus for the Zodiac package. We then are still playing 3 Rocks of the Vanquisher because it's solid, the SP Little Knight, Nightmare Phoenix, and Axis Code Talker. So this was a really great Pot of Prosperity. You know, a lot of the times, let's see, just to give you info, the only things that I ever summoned today, 2 Rock, Garura, and Typhon. I never did make anything else in this extra deck. So there were opportunities maybe for the Flare Metal, which honestly we're thinking of maybe dropping even for Big Eye, as that might be a little bit more better. We never did get to summon Zeus. Typhon we did summon. Battling Boxer, we thought about it, but we were able to work around not needing it. Baguska never needed it. The Zodiac package never needed. And then Super Poly, we decided in, but we never actually got a Super Poly until like the last game. For our side deck, we are playing 3DD Crow, as this is just really great spot removal, you know, in place of like decks that can play around Shifter, but we need to hit that 1 card in their graveyard. That's where DD Crow is great. We played 3 copies of Super Poly, 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. We decided to play 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent. Talent was just to help us, you know, because everyone's activating effects these days during your turn, so Tactics works. We did play 3 D-Barrier, and the 1 there can be only 1. It's funny, out of all the sides, like I saw DD Crow the most. Super Poly I saw in my last game. I never saw it in any other game. I sided it in. Same thing Cosmics, Talents, never saw. D-Barrier, I opened 2 of them and drew into the 3rd. And then there can be only 1, you know, since it is a 1 of, you know, if we saw it, we were legendary, but we never did. So that is the profile that we played with for today. Honestly, loved the deck, and I still love it. But again, it just plays a little too fair. So that is my Vanquish Soul profile. And remember, guys, you know, always, you know, play out events. You know, don't ever just give up in a game. You know, there's a lot of times where you can learn something, and I definitely learned a lot playing Vanquish Soul today. Things that I could still do better in playing the deck, and just being a little bit smarter about my plays. But that's all that I got for you guys for this regional. You can definitely find, postings for it probably from other YouTubers or whatever. But the event was great. Love Duke City. If you're ever in the area, check it out because it is definitely a great stop on your Yu-Gi-Oh journey. But that's it, everyone. I'll pass it over to you.